Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have Alex himself. Alex, how you doing?
Hello, everyone.
And to his left is Garrett. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
To his left this time. See, look at that. I switched it around. You never know where you are on this round table of the forecast until I tell you where you are, and then you know where you're at. We're talking about the comics coming out for January 10th, 2018. That's the second Wednesday in January. Hey, there's 2 Januaries now, so who knows? Did you hear about that guy who wanted to make a calendar that would always be the same no matter what? And then like every 5 years we would have an extra week in December? That's a little tidbit for you. I don't know why I brought that up.
Wow.
Especially when we're on a time clock. Let's talk about the books coming out, comic books coming out for January 10th. This week, Dark Horse, adios, I guess. Nothing new coming out this week, Dark Horse. They took the week off. This is their Christmas break, obviously. They go a little late than everybody else, but let's go to DC Comics, Action Comics $9.95. This is the third part of the Booster Gold story.
Yep. It's called Booster Shot.
Garrett, how's it been going? Booster Shot.
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't realize how much I missed Booster Gold until this arc started. It's fun because it deals with Superman's like past on Krypton. Like, spoilers, it's Booster Gold. He's a time-traveling hero. They're going back to right before Krypton explodes. So it's kind of fun to see Clark interact with Krypton pre-death and explosion. And then Booster Gold is just... he's kind of like the skeptic. We're not the skeptic. He's kind of like that dude that just like cuts all the bullshit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we're doing this? So it's fun.
No, I think the other way around. It's fine. Superman's kind of a whiner. And
how would you have to go to your home world right before it explodes?
And then when the guy who's telling you that if you don't get out of here, you die and will ruin the whole timeline, your whole family will be dead. Oh, no, let me see what's going on. Pull your head out of your ass, Superman. Get out of there and go do something else. Boom.
Okay, Detective Comics 972. This is James Tynion IV and Miguel Mendoza and Diana Egan. This is Fall of the Batman Part 4. Alex, how's Detective Comics been? Look on the cover. There we got Batwoman holding... she isn't holding. She's sniping somebody. Probably Batman.
It's pretty good. We got the crime syndicate back. They're causing a whole shitload of trouble with the prophecy that Batwoman apparently is going to ruin the whole Batman group. According to this cover, it's true. So we'll have to see what happens. It's good. I'm looking forward to this issue, but this is one of those books that's kind of slowed down, actually.
I would say the same thing. Like, we've done the Victim Syndicate was an arc, and I thought, like, been there, done that, and now we're kind of redabbling in there. So it'll be fun to see this arc resolve and see what happens next. Because I don't want it, like, the rest of the story to be dragged down by giving the Victim Syndicate more time to play. So still a good series, but hopefully it doesn't stick with these guys forever. The Victim Syndicate.
Here we go. This is Flash number 38. This is Joshua Williamson and Scott Collins, a Cold Day in Hell finale. Cold Day in Hell finale. The Flash and an unlikely ally must discover who is behind the death of one of the rogues before the murderer strikes again. Alex, what do you think of the Flash?
I'm torn. It's good, but it's not. I don't know what it is that's bugging me about this. I mean, you got all the bad guys teaming up together to fight Flash, which is pretty great. But they bring back Godspeed, and not necessarily in a cool way, and I feel like they made Barry stupid. That bugs me.
What do you mean? That wasn't stupid. I thought that was good use of having him at Iron Heights.
Who, Barry or Flash?
No, Flash and Barry, but with Godspeed being there. Like, I thought that was kind of... Because we all liked Godspeed as a villain. It was kind of cool to tie him, like, he's still involved.
Well, it is cool to see Godspeed, but then when you see Flash talk, or Barry even talking to him, Barry proves to be stupid and be like, oh, this seems like a trap. I'm still going to go through with it. And maybe that's just Barry's style. I know it's bad for me. I'm still going to do it.
Barry always believes in the best of people.
Oh. Well, he should probably stop that. It's going to kill him one of these days.
Well...
Here we go. This is Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps, number 36. Robert Venditti, Jackson Hubert, Twilight of the Guardians finale. Garrett, what do you think of this finale so far? Or excuse me, this arc. Yeah.
This arc's been good. Because obviously, well, I don't want to say spoilers, but it has something to do with the Guardians. And I think that this arc could have been better than what it is. I feel like, yes, we're getting a lot of Green Lantern action, but I don't care for the villains, to be honest. Like, I don't know enough about them, and they're just not interesting to me. And it's just kind of like the Hatfields and McCoys in my head. Like, I'm just like, okay, they hate each other, like the Guardians and this faction of villains. So I'm not really in it like I've been in the previous arcs. Like, art is still good. Story, like the characterization of all the Green Lantern Corps is really on point. It's just really the plot of this arc is not really interesting to me. It's not exciting.
That's Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Next up, we have Mr. Miracle number 6, Tom King, Mitch Gerads. This is what Tom King, if you follow him on Twitter, has said recently. This is like his season 1 finale. The next 6 will be season 2. But he says this ends the first part of what he wanted to do with this book, and then starting with issue 7 will be the second part. He said this is all the stuff good in Mr. Miracle's life, and then we're going to see the bad things, the apocalypse part of him coming up here, and we're going to figure out Darkseid is. So you guys excited for Mr. Miracle number 6?
Yeah. This story has been, well, I don't know if he was going to ask one of us to start with. I think that it's like one of the best books out there right now, especially if you're a big fan like the New Gods, Apocalypse. After last issue, did both of you read issue 5?
Nope.
You haven't read issue 5? Oh my God.
I haven't read, like, I'm not caught up on Hal Jordan.
So far, I think issue 5 is the best of the series so far.
Oh, really?
It's 4 was good, but this issue 5 like freaking gut punches you, and you're just like, oh my God. So I'm excited for 6.
You sold it right there, Garrett. That sounded like someone literally punched you in the gut and you're going to throw up.
You know, sometimes I just know these things.
Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 18. This is Scott LaBelle. Sergio Sandolfo, Bizarro Reborn, part 5. Number 18 here. Looking at that cover, we have... hey, what happened? Bizarro has a new haircut?
What do you mean he has a new haircut?
Like I said, I haven't seen him in a while. He looks cleaned up.
Well, yeah, right now he's intelligent.
Oh, okay. How's it been going? Red Hoods and the Outlaws. Alex?
Awesome. I just caught up on it yesterday. I love this book. My only gripe with it is that I want it just to be the Outlaws. They brought in the Suicide Squad in the last issue, and it was okay. I think Killer Croc is probably the best he's ever been, though. Written well, and he's not just a monster. He can actually speak English and just talk. It was great. Looks like we're going to be hopefully wrapping up the Brainy Bizarro, though.
Yeah, it can only last long because, like, the more it's kind of like Gotham when using his powers. The more he uses his intelligence, the more he loses it at a faster rate. So he can't sustain the level of intelligence that he has. Yeah, I also just caught up on Red Hood and the Outlaws. Issue 17 was really good with Dexter Soy's art. And I agree with Alex. It's not as fun when you have the Suicide Squad in there, but it seems like they might not be in this issue, hopefully. And if they are, well, hopefully they leave soon, because I think it works better when it's like a gang, where it's Red Hood, Artemis, and Bizarro.
Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, number 21, Keith Giffen and J.M. Demandis, Dal Eaglesham, and Phil Jimenez. Garrett, how's your Scooby-Doo been going?
Scooby Apocalypse has been incredible. Like, from the beginning, yes, there's been some, like, inconsistency with artists, but if you're a big fan of the Scooby-Doo gang, I mean, it's the same characters, just put in a different situation. I really love it, and I'm surprised that, like, this is only one of the leftover, I guess Future Quest is still going, but this is one of the only Hanna-Barbera comics that's still running. There's some
Future Quest actually it's changed now. It's like it's more than, it's not actually, the book's not going anymore. It's kind of like a banner and they put other books underneath it.
Yeah, I saw it says like Future Quest Presents.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, right. So,
hey, question about Scooby-Doo. Did you find them?
Yeah. This isn't that book?
Where are you?
No, we know where Scooby is.
Oh, okay.
He's in the middle of the apocalypse.
Oh, okay. Is there zombies?
I mean, if you count the monsters, could be technically zombies, but they're just referred to as monsters. They're not really referred to as zombies.
Titans number 19. This is Dab Abnet, Paul Potier.
None of us get that.
Oh, I thought you got Titans though. You jumped off of Titans?
No.
Hey,
I
Paul.
dropped it like 2 months ago.
Paul used
Just
to do
on Teen Titans.
Paul used to do the art for Aquaman. So there you go. Well, Titans comes out, so pick that up. Wildstorm, Michael Cray, number 4. This is Brian Hill, Stephen Harris, and Dexter Vines. With a plan in place, Michael Cray and his team have made an attempt to befriend the psychotic Barry Allen in order to bring him down and bring his murders to an end. But with a paranoid conspiracy theorist like Barry Allen, does Cray have the upper hand, or is he walking into a trap? I got a full confession for you guys here. Did not read the last issue yet, even though I'm excited. I'll get to it eventually, but actually, I'll probably get to it here this week.
You have no choice. You got to read it this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll read it tomorrow. How has this book been going? Are you excited for issue 4, Garrett?
So I haven't read issue 3 yet either. I know you guys like, this book was good. I did not like issue 2, the action, like how it like cuts, and I don't even know what the hell is going on. I thought the choreography was kind of weak with the fight at the end of issue 2, so I'm hoping to get excited as you guys are after I read issue 3 for issue 4. So I don't know. I mean, like, it's definitely worth checking out based on the concept alone, but I don't know. There's something about the choreography that really pushed me away from this book.
Alex, what do you think? You read 3, right?
I did read 3. I thought 3 was pretty good. It's not action-packed at all. It's all just setting up Michael meeting Barry.
Well, that's kind of how issue 1 was, right? And then 2 was the action.
Kind of.
It was like set up, and then you get your payoff. So the last one might have been set up, and then this might be the payoff we're looking for.
So it was good. I disagree. I like this book a lot because it's something I've never read. It's a new thing to experience, but I do agree that the way that the fights are stylized is not nearly as successful as it is in Wildstorm.
Yeah.
It's a little different. I don't think Warren Ellis. I think he wrote the story for this one, but he's not actually writing it, so might be a little different there. But I'm looking forward to still enjoy it. Wonder Woman number 38. This is James Robinson, Manuel Lipacino, Swan Song Part 1, so part of a new arc. Who's still on this book? Who's still getting it?
Me.
How's it going?
The last issue was, okay. So 2 issues ago, Zeus shows up to fight Darkseid, and Darkseid knows that while fighting Zeus, that Wonder Woman is going to try to help him. And that was the whole plan, is that way Darkseid could suck all the energy out of Zeus and kill him and get full grown again. So now Darkseid is fully powered and back.
Well, that was an ill-timed drink of my tea. I thought Garrett would jump in. Garrett, you still getting this book or not? You dropping it?
Oh, I'm dropping it. I just, me and Alex are always talking about cutting books, and it's like, how many times can be burned by somebody that doesn't seem like they're that interested in writing this book? They just kind of want to fill in the monthly quota. So, I mean, you can get a good artist on a book, but if the story's shit, it doesn't matter. I mean, art can tell the story what the writer can't do, but it doesn't add. You need 2 parts to a whole. I mean, I don't want to read a half good book. I want to read a full good book. So,
well, I guess the true judge of this book will be this issue, the start of a new arc. It looks like it's focused on Wonder Woman again. So we'll see if this one still is not enjoyable. Then I think you wait out until they get somebody else in that book rather than James Robinson.
Yeah, that's my plan, is to wait till the next creative team gets on there.
Yeah, I think that'd be your best bet. Let's move on here. Let's see. That's DC Comics. Moving on, we got IDW Publishing. Oh, TMNT ongoing number 78. Alex, your Turtles, how are they going?
I've loved this Triceraton-based story. It is so good. So the Triceratons show up. They come in peace. Obviously, the United States and New York, fuck everybody, so they attack them. So now the Triceratons think that they need to fight back. The Turtles are just trying to be in between, go, hey, you guys don't need to fight, and, no one's going to listen. So it's going to be a big all-out war. Booyah. I'm excited. This book has been good. Garrett, I think even you can agree.
Yeah.
Turtles are in the book. You'll like it.
I think it's definitely turned around. I think you're right. Well, as soon as the dinosaurs got in there,
The Triceratons.
like,
Yeah.
for some reason, it's kind of been refreshing that it's not just like the freaking zoo is in this book. It's like there's the turtles and the Triceratons. So it's been fun. I mean, it's added an element that's not just like, doesn't seem like it's wasting time.
Agreed.
Image Comics, we got Coyotes #3. This is Sean Lewis and Caitlin Yarsky. You guys were talking about Coyotes earlier in our chats. How's Coyotes going?
This book is so good. Like, me and Alex have always wanted like a badass, great werewolf comic, and I think this is it. It sucks that it's ending with issue 4. Hopefully it'll...
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Cool.
It's only... Well, it doesn't say anymore. Maybe it's ongoing now. I don't know. It was promoted as a 4-issue series.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, we said on the show where like we looked it up and it was a mini, so...
Yeah, but it doesn't say 3 of 4 anymore, so I don't know if that means anything. But there's a lot of like lore in this book. Like, I was surprised in issue 2, like literally the first 2 pages all like werewolf lore throughout history, and I really like that because like I don't like when you just kind of like throw in something into like a monster universe. I like when there's like rules and mythology because that makes it more fun for the reader. Art is incredible, and the little girl Red, like, she's a badass.
She is.
Yeah, and I'm really liking where the story's going. It's got like, flashbacks of Red's innocence filtered into this organization that's meant to take down the coyotes or the werewolves. I mean, so the reason we found out that they don't call the werewolves is because they think that's too good a title for them, so they call them coyotes instead. So I thought that was cool that they don't give them enough credit to call them werewolf. They're disgracing them by calling them coyotes.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually didn't. I'm sure you guys talked about it on the show, but I don't remember you guys saying it was about werewolves. So it's about werewolves like crossing the border.
No, it's not about crossing the border.
Oh, well, coyotes.
I know, but it's more. It's more
it's
so
a
like
slang term for calling them that.
Where does it take place? What part of the world?
I do believe it's in South.
So it's about
South
them
United
crossing the
States,
border. All right, I got it.
Yeah.
Kingsman, Red Diamond, #5 of 6. This is Rob Williams and Simon Fraser. Kingsman, Garrett, how's your Kingsman been going?
I dropped it after issue 3.
What? I thought you said it was so good.
No, I didn't say it was so good. I liked the first issue. I liked the first issue, and then it just got too like, I don't know, it got too dopey. It got too like, it was trying to make fun of itself. And I'm like, I haven't even read the first book. It just didn't feel like it made a difference. It didn't feel important enough to the actual story. Like it was literally like falling into each part that it was trying to tell the story. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. Like, it's all just bullshit leading to other bullshit. So I was like, I know I'm only halfway, so I'll pull a Marvin and not get the whole series. So.
All right, Kingsman, there you go. Royal City #9. This is Jeff Lemire and Jeff Lemire. It's amazing that Jeff Lemire found an artist with the same name. Sonic Youth Part 4. Each. Oh no, never mind. That's just talking about the cover. Well, here we go. Look at who's on the shop. What's the character who works in the shop again? Tommy? Nope, Tommy doesn't work at the shop. His brother does.
Patrick's the one who worked at the factory.
And then he leaves town. Adios, he says. Adios. I'm excited for Royal City. There's not much you can like say without spoiling the whole book. So I'll just say one of the best books of last year. I believe I put it #1. Alex, you put it #1?
Of course.
Garrett did
I do.
Because he has put Injustice on there. So
hey, stop doing that.
So I think it's a good book, and you guys should pick it up. Obviously, you can't pick it up issue 9. This is one you go back to issue 1 again. But you get the first trade. Get the first trade. That's what you do. Youngblood #8. This is Chad Bowers and Jim Tote.
Whoa, Witchblade.
Who's got Witchblade?
Me.
Oh, I didn't know you're getting Witchblade.
Yeah, because me and Alex talked about it on the show on the last forecast, actually. So.
Oh. Well, Witchblade #2, Life After Part 2. How's it going?
the first issue was amazing. Like, the art was incredible. The character, like the main character, is awesome. And like, you know, I haven't read the previous iteration of Witchblade, like the first 180 issues, but like this is definitely like a reboot. And I already know so much about like the Witchblade mythology, not all of it, but a good chunk that I'm like, I'm so excited for this concept. So this is one I definitely would recommend if you like Spawn. I mean, this is where I'm getting my Spawn fix, because I actually dropped Spawn. So this is more supernatural than Spawn has been.
Alex, you're pretty silent for getting this book. How's it been going, Witchblade?
I didn't get it.
So yeah, I don't think you guys ever talked about this book.
Yes, we did. We talked about it.
We talked about it.
But he just didn't pick up issue 1.
I was at the shop with him. I was like, you know what? I don't need this book, so I didn't get it. But I did. I got Sleepless #1, and Sleepless #2 comes out this week.
Are you going to get it?
I don't know. Issue 1 was good, but I don't know if issue 2 has enough to pull me back in. I'll look through it tomorrow.
Those tarot card covers are pretty sick, though.
That's the thing, is the covers look great. And I'm saying, well, that shouldn't be enough to pull me into a book, but I'll look through it and see.
Maybe it is, though. Don't judge a book by its cover. Actually, you would be then if you
talk me into it. Do it.
Youngblood #8, Chad Bowers, Jim Toll. Like I said before, Team Youngblood starts here. Youngblood crashes into the new year with a new recruit and an all-new mission. Find out what fans and critics are calling Youngblood the best new team book around with this issue. The perfect jumping-on point for new readers. Youngblood, Alex, how's it going?
I'm 1 issue behind. So I'm guessing it's going to be going pretty good if there's a lot of talk that this book is so good. It is a good book, though. I really have enjoyed it. If I wasn't getting Teen Titans, this would fill in my Teen Titans void.
Yeah, I'm super surprised. Like a book that just looked like it had good art and like an interesting concept. I mean, it's really blown me away. I think that, yeah, definitely jump on this arc. This is the second arc of the new Youngblood volume. So all the characters are fun. And like Alex said, it's like a Teen Titans group. You know, just different heroes, different powers, different personalities. That's what makes it really fun and fresh. And it makes me want to read the earlier volumes of Youngblood because it does talk about some of their history, but it doesn't like ruin the new characters' experience. So it's a great book.
Marvel Comics. Here we go. Daredevil #597. This is Charles Soule and Stefano Landini, Mayor Fist Part 3. When Mayor Fist makes Matt Murdock an offer he can't refuse, the city's most loyal. Can I just say something? From this point forward, everybody in any kind of solicit or you're trying to promote something, makes him an offer he can't refuse. We're done with that. That's so popular nowadays. It's not. You're not being unique. Quit doing that. And I see that all the time. It almost makes me cringe. The city's most famous lawyer joins up with the Fisk administration. Garrett, how's Daredevil been?
So when I read 596, I like it, but I'm not loving it. So I'm going to give this first arc a try, with the Kingpin. I really like Kingpin, but I don't think that this Legacy arc has really been doing it for me. If it wasn't for Kingpin, I definitely wouldn't be getting this book, I think, because it's not really doing anything new. I mean, it's still the same creative team, maybe not the artist, but I know Ron Garney's coming on to do an arc soon.
Stefano sounds familiar. See that guy that did that one courtroom book issue?
That's what I get worried about every time I
think
see
it is
that.
Him. Is there a preview on that one?
No, there's not. I'll look up his art and see if it is. But, I mean, if it is, yikes, that scares me.
That's the thing is that they have Ron Garney and they have... God, there was somebody else in the book, too. They had at least 2 artists that are really strong, and yet for some reason... they always throw a random artist on there. That's the only thing right now. Marvel, you're doing better with Legacy. I'll give you that. I've been enjoying more of your books lately. I even picked up Rise of the Black Panther. I picked up... what else came out last week? That Marvel book was a new one. Oh, I picked up Rogue and Gambit. I'm trying your new books. The only thing I need from you is at DC, at least I know there's 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 artists on each book, and they rotate. That's what I need on your books. I don't need just some random person and I get thrown off, especially within the arc. I don't need that happening. Get them for an arc and then somebody else has another arc. And if the books are coming out too much, guess what? Got to cut back. Old Man Hawkeye, number 1. This is Ethan Sachs and Marco Chetto, and I for an R part 1. Is anybody here? I just brought this up just to say it's a new number 1. So if you're looking to get an a new book, Old Man Hawkeye is your book to get. Yeah, if you're looking to get an old man, there you go.
You're looking to get an old man, here you go.
Is anybody interested in getting this? This is in the Mark Miller Old Man Logan world. It's telling that it's like a prequel to that book, telling the story of how Hawkeye came to be without his vision and all this stuff. So, is anybody curious about getting this?
Interested, yes. Am I going to get it? No.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, basically, they're just cashing in on a good thing. Like, I know this was not Mark Miller's intention ever to have this story be told. It's just being told for the sake of, hey, Old Man Logan, like, people are really interested in that. Let's do Old Man Hawkeye. And
that's how I feel about it too.
That ties in. If it was Mark Miller and Steve McNiven, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if they were coming back, if Mark Miller was like, oh yeah, I meant to tell that story here, let me go back. Like if he did for Jupiter's Legacy, he pre-wrote all the story stuff, all the prequel stuff, and then while he was waiting for Frank Quitely to do part 2, he was like looking for something to do, and somebody says, hey, you made all that backstory, why don't you do a book about that? And that's where we got Jupiter Circle. So if he had done this for Old Man Logan, and he had Old Man Hawkeye written out already, and he's like, hey, I got to tell a story, I'm in. Yeah, I'm like you guys, I'm in 100%.
Yeah.
But this does feel like they're like, what else can we do that's Old Man Logan related? A.
Right.
And then B, I was never interested in, like, I would be interested, like I said, if it was for Mark Miller, but it just seems like somebody was like, yeah, it looks like Hawkeye has a past that, he was cool in that book because it was mysterious. Like, oh, what happened to him? How did he get to this point?
Yeah.
But I think once you start revealing that, then it takes away the coolness of how he is in that book.
Yeah, even if the story was by Mark Miller, but just the fact that it's not, that's just advertising. They just want, that's nothing. Maybe the writer's good, but seriously, Steve McNiven did the cover. That's the only thing. And I read the preview, and it was, the art was okay, but they made Hawkman, the first 2 pages, whine because he's not getting his way. What'd I say?
Hawkman.
Whatever. Hawkeye.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I look at, it's 12 issues long.
It's 12 issues?
Yeah, it's a max. Yeah.
I didn't see that. I thought it was 6.
If it was 4 to 6, maybe that's the big thing for me. It's 12 issues. I'm not going to be that dedicated to a 12-issue thing. I already have that with Bane Conquest.
And so. I think that if Marvel hadn't put through practices of I know they've been doing a lot of, and like I said, I'm trying to give them a chance recently, but it feels like they've done a lot of cash grabs recently. And if that wasn't the case, then I'd be like, oh, sweet. Okay, maybe I'll try it out. Because I do like that artist. He did Star Wars. What was that Greg Rucka? Shatter Empire?
Yep.
He did do that, and I enjoyed his art in there. So I'd be willing to pick it up and try it. But if it was if it wasn't the Marvel that I know, being okay, I doubt this is anything that's going to be worthwhile reading.
Who is the artist? Is it Chichetto?
Yeah, he did Shatter.
He did Punisher.
Oh yeah, he did Punisher too with Greg Rucka. So,
yeah.
I like the artist. I'm not sure who the writer is. Ethan Sachs. I'm pretty sure he's brand new. I saw an interview with him, I believe. But even still, if it just seems weird now. When did that story come out? 12 years ago, 13 years ago. It just seems weird now to be like, oh yeah, remember Hawkeye? How he's in those 2 issues? Let's tell the backstory on him. Now, I'd be more interested if they did Old Man Logan prequel. I would read that probably. But again, Mark Miller that. Old Man Logan, that story only works because Mark Miller is great at what he does.
Right.
And I'm not sure. Like I said, this is a new guy. He might be great too. But this is more, I'm not going to go out and try something brand new, especially like Alex said. 12 issues, that's not something I try. Maybe if it was 4 to 6, like you said. What do we have here? Old Man Logan, speaking of which, number 33, Ed Brisson, Mike Dodetto. Scarlet Samurai, part 4. Now, you guys weren't hot on the first part of this. How's it been now that you're a couple parts in?
32 was pretty amazing.
Yeah. I think our expectations, not only, holy shit, I just looked at the preview, something badass freaking happens. Okay.
Do you guys need to issue an apology?
Yeah.
No.
That issue was
31 was bad. I did not like 31. But 32 really did pick it up, and it gave us more Wolverine. It gave us You know what? 31 didn't even give us backstory that we really cared about. It just killed somebody that led us into 32. Because Logan's at a funeral and talks to the guy's wife. Then he looks at a grave that shows him a woman from his past. I don't know what the hell you're showing me, guys.
I know, I can't see what I'm showing you when I'm doing it from my iPad.
I went back and read because you guys said Old Man Logan. What issue was it? It was on one of your favorite single issues of the year. You guys talked about it.
It's the first issue
of Ed's Run, yeah.
Of Ed's Run.
Whatever it was, whatever number it was.
25.
25. I went back and read it. It was all right. So, I read that just to see, like, would this be a book for me? And I read that being like, I read that whole thing. I was like, this is a book for Garrett and Alex and not for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of action.
It was a lot of action. And actually people always don't like Didato's arts, but I think it's fine. There's definitely better art styles, but he's not like horrible.
His is just like very static.
Yeah, people think he's very static, and it looks very traced. But I actually did think that issue laid out like that issue I read. That is a perfect example. Old Man Logan 25 is a perfect example of me reading that issue, being like, "This is a good issue," but me being like, this is not for me." Like I knew right away. I was like, I'm not gonna read anymore. I know this is not for me. But I did recognize like the layouts, everything was great. So like I would agree. If you're looking for Old Man Logan, that you guys are right. That's probably your issue of the year, but I wasn't really that into it. But I don't know why I need to bring that up. Maybe because we're talking about Logan. Punisher 220, Matthew Rosenberg, Frank Castle, War Machine Part 3. Garrett, I heard a little rumbling that you said the 219 was awesome. Is that true?
Yes. This book is incredible. Like, I don't know. I think Alex is kind of on the fence on it. But for me, like, this book's incredible. This is what I've always wanted out of, like, an Iron Man comic. Like, give me somebody that wants to actually use his suit to do his suit kind of things. Like, the fuck? It's not rocket science. If I have an Iron Man suit, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use the suit. Like, I'm not just going to, like, fly and be like, oh, hey, can I, like, help you talk about things? No. Like, Punisher with the War Machine outfit, perfect. Like, he actually uses it to help, like, right now he's kill people, and he's doing a mission for Fury, but, you know, like, you guys were talking about Punisher Platoon, like, how he's, like, super involved in the military, and, like, in this, like, he'll talk to his AI, he'll say, what's my sit rep? Like, he doesn't got a name for the actual intelligence, but he'll always ask, like, if he was talking to somebody on comms in the army, and so he uses a lot of army jargon when he's in the suit, and I really like that. So I loved issue 219, and I'm so excited for 220, especially with that badass cover. Like, it's gonna be, I love it.
I think there's a part of me that it makes the most sense that Frank Castle would use the War Machine armor to, punish people. But I also enjoyed the fact that when Punisher isn't in the suit, not in this particular book, in general, I like when Frank Castle is just being Frank Castle, the Punisher. Because it gives that human part of Frank, that he is viable to be shot. He is viable to be killed. In this suit, he's pretty much invulnerable until his battery runs out. Or until he takes enough damage to blow up his suit. So I don't know. I think part of it that it bugs me that he's so OP that it doesn't feel like my kind of Punisher.
But it's the first time he's wearing a suit, you got to think. I mean, he's going to find an enemy that's going to thwart him. Just because he has a suit isn't going to mean everything.
I know. He's going to have an Iron Man homecoming thing. If you have the suit, if the suit means nothing, then you are nothing. Eventually he's going to realize the suit's a piece of shit, and I'm awesome without it. So.
Well, sometimes he leaves the suit. Like, he left the suit a lot in 219.
Yeah, to dig a hole.
Grave.
When he could have fucking blown up the ground or used his suit. That's the one time he should have used the suit.
So, no dignity just blowing up a hole in the ground, or dignity when you're shoveling an actual grave.
I'm saying use the suit to dig the hole. Don't blow it up. You don't even have to blow it up. But use the fucking suit to dig that hole.
You didn't like when he freaking blew up that guy's head?
The Star Wars.
You didn't read 219? Be honest. Okay.
Did I read it? Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't care for you.
But I expect good things from my Marvel. You like garbage. I get it.
Star Wars. We're moving on. Star Wars Darth Vader number 10. This is Charles Soule and it's Giuseppe. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Giuseppe.
What's up? Chemically.
Giuseppe.
Vader showdown with Jocasta Nu comes to a startling conclusion. What secret information has the Jedi librarian risked her life to protect? And what can she... No, and can she stop Vader from getting it? Probably not. Garrett, how's this book been, Darth Vader?
It's been my favorite Star Wars book that's come out from Marvel Comics. This arc has been super... there's a lot of canon stuff involved, because this takes place right after Revenge of the Sith. And it's about Darth Vader kind of forming the Dark Lord that he is, or that he's supposed to be. Like, he just got a lightsaber. He's twisted it red, but he hasn't made his handle yet. And right now, Jocasta Nu, who's the basically head librarian of the Jedi Temple, is being confronted by Vader because she was trying to sneak back into the temple to, get the last remaining Jedi artifacts, like the Jedi holocrons, to be able to keep teaching the Jedi ways. So definitely, the art's good, the story's really good. I love when something's involved with canon, because then it actually makes it seem important, rather than, sometimes like the actual Star Wars main book, it's like it takes place between episode 4 and 5, and there's not a lot of stakes, and it doesn't really set up a lot because you know what's going to happen. Like, you can't really do much with those characters that hasn't already been done. With Darth Vader, there's just, from episode 3 to episode 4, there's just a lot of territory and a lot of time that you can play with. So I'm enjoying it a lot.
Excuse me. That's Darth Vader in a Marvel Comics there. And the Upside Down, the only thing I saw down here we need to talk about, or Garrett's going to talk about, is Met Cadet, excuse me. Met Cadet U, number 5. This is Greg Pak and Takeshi Miyazawa. Garrett, had this book, wasn't it supposed to end, and now it's continuing?
Yeah, it was supposed to end it after issue 4, and by popular demand, it is now an ongoing series. So,
well, don't get ahead of yours. It's popular demand. You mean by it did okay?
What do you mean it did okay?
I mean,
sales wise, whatever.
Yeah, okay,
but fandom, it's all there, baby.
Hey, it might be great. I'm just saying you're the only one I know that talks about this book. But go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm bringing it to the peoples. But yeah, the first arc was so good. If you like, Pacific Rim or Ender's Game, or there was another one I was thinking, Real Steel. If you like anything that deals with like robots fighting or training or anything like that, this is the book for you. Especially if it's like, I could see it as an all ages book. I mean, there's not like blood or gore or anything, it's just monsters that these guys are fighting. The art is incredible. There's like the colors that the artist uses look so good, crisp lines, and yeah, the story's just fun to read. You're reading it from the perspective of like teenagers getting these freaking huge robots to use to fight aliens. I mean, it's pretty simple on the concept. Very excited that it's going to continue on, because I'm really looking forward to each issue as it comes out.
Those are the comics coming out for January 10th. 2018. That's the second Wednesday of 2018, actually, and January. Before I ask you what the weather's looking like tomorrow, let me just let the audience know there's a lot of stuff that this show almost didn't happen. As you might have heard from my voice a couple times, cracking up. I'm on a lot of medication right now, kind of sick, and also we had technical difficulties. So, just wanted to let you know this show came out. We fought through a lot of stuff to get this show out, and here it is for you, Alex. Now I need to know: are they gonna have to fight through anything to get those comics tomorrow? How's the weather looking?
In all honesty, weather-wise, I think you're going to be safe tomorrow morning, or even I think tomorrow in the afternoon. You should be fine. I'm a meteorologist. I'm likely to be wrong, but hey, you never know. But I think Thursday you can stay home and read your books. We can stay nice and toasty, get that fireplace going, drink some tea, You'd be good to go. Watch
Campfire.
out for that snow. That's what I use. I use campfires to read outside.
Right in the middle. Well,
my book is in plastic.
Marvin uses a campfire inside his house.
Alex, Garrett, how are those roads looking tomorrow?
Roads are looking, basically, you're going to want to get up a little early and get to the shop as quick as you can because there's quite a few good books coming out. Not a lot of A's, but definitely not a lot of C's. It's right about that B level. I mean, I think there's some B pluses, some A minuses. Definitely want to get there.
I was told there were no A's.
Well, we're talking about your intelligence. That's where there's no A's. So, but yeah, so definitely get there at a decent time. Some of your independent books, some of your maybe the less popular books, maybe there won't be as many copies bought. So I'd get to the shop as quick as you can for those books. Otherwise, your more mainstream DC and Marvel books, you should have no problem getting there in the afternoon and pick up your books.
What are you guys looking forward to the most, Alex?
In all honesty, it's been a long time since I've got to say this, but TMNT number 78.
What?
I know, right? I know. But in all honesty, I've been kind of meh about the book. These last 2 issues with the Triceratons has been amazing. So,
Garrett, what about you?
That's my pick.
Definitely Mech Cadet U number 5, followed right after by Punisher 220. That would be my order of excitement.
And me, Royal City number 9, I think is the one on that list that I'm excited for. So, looks like you said it's a okay week for me, at least. Actually, for me, it's a very light week. For you guys, I saw you guys buying out the store.
It's a light week for us too.
It's a light week. How many comics do you have, Garrett?
Hey, 13. Yeah, 13, 15. Less than 20.
I'm pretty sure that list you sent us had more than 13 on it.
Let me look.
It was there was like 17 on that list.
Why does it matter? Tomato.
I just
details.
mean 17 for you is light. I'm just saying. I have like 6 books. So those are the comics coming out tomorrow. Remember, by the time you're hearing this, wait a couple hours probably, but always be subscribed to our YouTube page because at least 2 meteorologists and rhodologists over here are going to be telling you about their gauntlets, about their gems.
Traffic specialist.
Rhodologist.
Yeah, this roadblock over here and Snowman over here are going to tell you about their gems of the week, 6 of them each on the gauntlet.
Okay, I got 18 books. Never mind. It's a busy week.
And remember, find us on Spotify and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher Radio to hear our show on Sunday.
Snowman.
Like I said, a lot of things. Somebody didn't want this show to happen tonight, but you know what we told them? We told them no. The show goes on. That's the power of comics. And I don't know why I'm yelling because I'm going to lose my voice. This morning when I woke up, I had no voice. So this is a miracle. And by the end of the show, I will have no voice. My name is Marvin.
I am your meteorologist, Alex.
And does that mean that your voice is going out like your bell? I'm Garrett.
Wow. Everyone, stay warm and stay safe and keep reading those books.